Hi, everybody. My name is Brian. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes today about this video that I see posted by Mary MacDonald, RN. I think she's from Detroit. She posted this obviously on about March 25th of this year, talking about her sort of entrance into um, the field of coronavirus treatment this year. And she says a lot of a lot of heartbreaking things about what she's experiencing: shortage of masks, shortage of shortage of ventilator equipment, all kinds of things like that, and how frustrating it is to see people slip away when you can't do anything for them. And I saw this originally from someone who posted it on Facebook, and I really thought I needed to respond to it. I'll play a little bit of it for you just to give you an idea of what she's talking about.
It's my first Instagram or Facebook video that I've ever made. I have been inspired by some of my friends and family to make a video in regards to the coronavirus and what's really going on the front lines. This video is probably going to be really vulnerable on my part and really raw, so I apologize for that in advance. Most of you do or don't know, I'm an emergency room nurse and have been working on the front lines of this coronavirus for the last 10 plus days. And I'll have to admit, in being totally transparent, that if you would have asked me 10 plus days ago if I thought that this was going to get as bad as it was, I would have told you no. I mean, you heard the rumors, you saw the trends, but until you see it firsthand, you just have no idea what it's like, what it's going to be like. And it's truly frightening, and I'm here to talk to you guys about that. So things have been changing for us on the front lines every single day, hourly, in regards to policies and procedures that we should be putting into place to fight off this coronavirus. And the numbers are starting to double and triple in regards to people that are coming in. Most people are not getting tested, especially if you're walking well. You are being sent home to quarantine.
So anyway, I don't want to play the whole thing. The general idea is just the frustrations that I was talking to you that she had. Um, she sees somebody in their car with a mask on, and just on the street, and she doesn't have a fresh mask, and she's working in the field, um, knowing that they can't get enough ventilators, other things like that. And she just beseeches everybody to really take this seriously, and remarks that she didn't really before she got on the floor of the hospital to work these cases. And I just want to speak to that for a minute. So anyway, this is the title right here. ER nurse talks about coronavirus pandemic at hospitals. You can look it up if you want. It's only a 7-minute video. So, to me, it's a beautiful, honest, heartbreaking video. And, I have every sympathy and respect for those on the front lines of the epidemic. I couldn't do their job, and I'll do anything I can to support them getting what they need to do it. Uh, I think there's something we need to note, though, here, and that is that
coming into the hospitals is not going to benefit you.
sorry about that. That is that, when you're on the battlefield, it's easy to see the whole world at war from your vantage point. And it's tempting in that situation not to understand those who don't understand the tenuous hold on life that you feel in that moment. Now, the truth is, every place in the United States is not New York City or New Jersey or Los Angeles or New Orleans or even Detroit, and it's never going to be. And that's really my point. When 9/11 happened, the whole United States didn't react the way New York City did. It was not necessary. Yes, commercial air travel was suspended for a week or so, but we went to work and school. We still had weddings and birthdays. And the truth is, folks, we didn't know at the time what was going to happen next. There could have been a dozen more terrorist attacks in malls, churches, workplaces, and neighborhoods in the next 2 weeks after that, for all we knew. Unknown thousands of lives were at risk potentially. But we didn't shut down the whole country over it. We couldn't afford to. So we took some very temporary nationwide steps to mitigate the risk in the general population while we all kept moving. And we used more strict tactical measures in places like New York and Washington, D.C., where vulnerability had been exploited in likely future targets like military bases. A balanced response should mean that everybody responds to a given threat in response to its direct risk to them. A soldier in no man's land is more vulnerable than the guy behind him in the trenches, who in turn is more vulnerable than the nurse 2 miles back from the line, who is more in danger than the supply ship off the coast, who is likely to be affected by a war before the farmer's daughter in Missouri. So they all respond accordingly. If every farmer's daughter and her family has to live like the guy in the trenches, the material and moral support for the soldiers begins to unravel, and that puts victory in jeopardy. The woman in this video, sincere as she is as vulnerable to conditioning by conventional wisdom as the rest of us are. She resents the fact that she sees someone on the street wearing a mask when she, a medical professional, is having to do or use a dirty one on her shift at the hospital. When she made this video around March 26th, though, the government was suggesting that it was selfish to wear a mask if you were not a medical professional or you were not sick, and for that very reason, and they were saying that wearing a mask was of no benefit to you. I heard it over and over again. The problem is, 2 weeks later, the same government experts were suggesting we all wear masks. Had masks' benefit ratings suddenly changed? Of course not. The woman also complained that there were not enough ventilators. Again, 2 weeks after this video, doctors are reportedly recommending ventilators much less than before because 80% of patients put on them die. Being on the ventilators can actually hurt their chances of survival and ruin their opportunities for future recovery because there's a great risk that it will damage parts of their lungs permanently. So that's really all I have to say for right now. I just think we need to have a more balanced approach. That's all. So I hope you have a beautiful day and be well.